Game started.
Two Dog Man. Cool. Okay, about time to play e4, I think. e4, e5. Let's see what we get. We get the Philidor defense. And taking, yeah, this seems to be a popular way to play these days. It's a slight edge to white, but nothing great, and you don't get any immediate pressure. You just get a bigger center. Let's see, so how to play this? Maybe bishop to c4, hit f7 immediately, and prepare. Castling. Knight c3 to defend the pawn. And castle. So he can play b5 for a tempo gain on the bishop. He's castled, so there's no clever tactics with sacrificing a piece there. No pressure on this diagonal. So what to do? Probably f4. I think I can play f4 right away because he doesn't easily get a piece to this diagonal taking advantage of the pin. You have to always be careful when you open up this diagonal to your king. But my idea was just to get these pawns out there and bring my knight back to f3. So he's gaining a lot of tempo here. Yeah, he's kicking the bishop a second time. And yeah, if he kicks the knight... Oh, he didn't do that. I was going to say, if he kicks the knight again, I might be in a bit of trouble. Right, just pawn to b5. Oh, I guess he loses the c-pawn if he does that. Okay, he's kind of threatening to take the e-pawn now. If I play knight to d5, he can take it and win a pawn. He's also got this check on b6. Well, let's see. So how should I meet these various threats? There's knight here would just get kicked probably. And pushing the pawn forward, kicking his knight, I guess, is the way to play it. It saves the pawn for the moment. He can exchange, though. Removing the defender from the e-pawn. He didn't do that. Okay, so he's going to let me hold on to this pawn. And then I can develop my bishop to f4 here. Seems like the square for it. Hard to say. So I've got this advanced pawn here, which I need to support. And now if he trades this off, at least I'll still have one defender on it. The queens are opposing each other, so there may be some tactics there. He needs to develop his queenside knight, so probably knight to d7 or c6. Makes sense there. That would also threaten to win the pawn. So maybe rook to e1 or queen to e1. So bishop takes, and I'm defending this adequately. I've also got a pin on the knight, but I want to maybe get my rook to the rook to this file. It also would be interesting. I suppose I could have just played queen to queen to d2, threatening rook d1, putting pressure on the bishop here. Because once I establish a pin, it's not clear immediately how to take advantage of it. Well, he's slowed down to think for a little bit here. That's a good sign. It's a complicated position, a good time to stop and think. So he can kick this bishop too, but he's at this point he's going to be creating weaknesses around his king, and they're might be something interesting I can do about it. There may be some tactical shot when he starts creating those kind of weaknesses. But so far, okay, there is the check. It's not too dangerous yet. He doesn't have like a knight to hop into f2, which is your sort of nightmare nightmare scenario here. Okay, and he's rerouting his knight. Okay, I was thinking of playing queen to f2, and now that's out with the bishop there. Queen back to d2, putting pressure on the bishop. Let's see, this pawn is not suffering from any attack. What's he planning to do with his knight? Probably knight to g3, hitting the bishop. Okay, well, I could just play knight to... nah, he then has the move g4, huh? g5, rather, forking those pieces. Okay, let's bring the knight out this way. I'm thinking of playing the bishop to f3 as a way of putting pressure on the pinned bishop here. There's also queen to g3 looks interesting. Taking advantage of this pin, maybe threatening bishop takes h6. Okay, so he's countering my ideas here with the attack on the knight. So his bishop is not loose, it's defended by the knight. Okay, so if I play queen g3 anyway, he plays bishop takes knight, I play bishop takes h6. Then he's got knight to g3 or knight to f4. Not so great. Okay, let's defend the knight. He's always got this tactic of bishop takes g2 check, exposing my king, and then maybe queen to g6. Looks a bit dangerous. Okay, so let's see if we can resolve things. If I go knight to f4, f5 rather, knight f5, defends the bishop. If he takes the bishop, right, it doesn't actually defend the bishop, does it? If he takes the knight, then I'll take his bishop, queen takes, and rook takes. If he takes the bishop, I take the knight with check, and he has to move the king, and then maybe I can grab this bishop. Either way, it seems like it gets rid of some of the pressure here. Let's see if he can find a way out of this. Okay, just took there. I thought this would be okay. I take here and take here. And we've got bishops. Yeah, material is even. The bishop is not pinned. Unless I play e3, but e3 he could take back with the pawn. e6 rather. Still queen g3 might be interesting. Okay, he's not going to give me time to play too much. See, that attacks the pawn. Let's trade rooks. Let's see, if he takes my rook, I take his rook with check and move the bishop, and I'm holding on to everything. So let's trade this rook first. Okay, now if I move this rook to h5, defending the pawn, he can play his bishop to G6. That's what he can do. Okay, well, he's not playing that. He's just going for the G pawn. So I need to defend that. Let's say queen here. The bishop is guarding the D1 square conveniently. I'll have to say Two Dog Man is putting up a good fight. Maybe rook to H4, hitting the bishop. I don't need it anymore, and it's looking a bit of a liability there on H5. Okay, he prompts me to move, and then queen there. So is this a plan? Let's see, I guess let's just give my king a little space, just so rook to D1, should it happen to appear on the board, if rook to D1 happens, I want to have a place to put my king. Because I was thinking of bishop to H5, getting rid of this guy, who is perhaps a bit annoying there. I think he should consider, oh, he just took the pawn. I was going to say, he should consider a move like rook to D2, that's probably good. Okay, well, this lets me gang up on the G-pawn. Brings the bishop back. To defend, perhaps. And I can maybe threaten the move pawn to H5. Might be a way to annoy black here. Stops it. Okay, but then I have rook to rook to G5, and I'm just picking up the H pawn. He's grabbing that pawn. I guess he doesn't have to take. I was expecting him to take, and rook takes. He chases the queen. So is that any good? See, if I take, he takes my queen, I take his queen. He takes my rook, and I'm not taking his rook. So, what else? I don't really need to stay on this line in particular. I can go here. Yeah, his rook is nicely defended there. Okay, then we get this exchange. And I have ideas of doubling on the F pawn, but he's going after my H pawn. And he's going after my rook. So rook here, oh, I can play the rook here and chase the queen away, right? And queen here, check is possible. Rook here is possible. The queen is defending the h4 square. I was forgetting that for a moment, thinking queen could take there. So this is what I wanted to play. I wanted to get pressure on his f7 pawn. And I've somehow managed to maintain my isolated pawn here. So this guy, if he survives to the endgame, becomes a strength rather than a weakness. Also, it has influence on the middle game, too, as it controls squares and forces black's pieces to maneuver around it. So at this point, he can drop a piece back to defend, but I would consider pushing on with e6 rather, if he defends with the rook. Maybe he can defend with the queen. Queen here, and then e6 is not possible, because just queen takes is good enough. And maybe it'd be nice to get the queen on the back rank here somehow. I don't quite see a way to do that at the moment. Is he still connected? 320. Okay, he's just thinking. I'm still connected. Okay, there he goes. So he's doubling up there. It's interesting. Okay, so that wins the h pawn. Now queen takes there is possible. Also, let's see. Queen check here is always possible. But I don't see the checkmate here, so I'm going to go ahead and play this
check.
Move. Maybe I'm wrong. I think I have dangerous threats now against his king. Rook here, king here, queen here, check. And then rook there is mate. Right, rook f8, king h7, rook f8 check, king h7, queen f5 check. Oh, he can block with a piece. If the king moved, then rook h8 is checkmate. So he has to block with a piece, either the pawn. If he blocks with the pawn, then I have queen f7 check. That looks very dangerous. If he blocks with the rook, then what? Then I've got him all tied up, and maybe I just push my pawn in. Something like that. I think I've got a good position here, finally.
Server announcement.
This is a good one to look at with the help of a chess engine. They're very sharp. I will spot all the tactics. So I have a hard time sometimes deciding. Okay, now he's got a mate threat, so I have to be careful here. Check, king here, queen here, check. Pawn blocks, right?
Check.
There's only one move here. Okay, now check here. If he goes there, it's mate, so he's got to
check.
He's got to block with the pawn. If he plays king h6, it's mate with rook h8. So his only move is pawn to g6. And then what do I play? Do I play queen to f7 check? Then the king goes to h6 anyway. Ah, yeah, and then check and take the queen. Okay, so I am winning. Oh, we went there.
Checkmate.
Okay, a nice end to the game. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I will upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.